When it comes to the longevity of your air tools, keeping clean, dry air is very essential. And that's where we rely on Tailonz pneumatic systems to keep our air clean and dry and regulated. But check this out. And that's one thing I like about Tailonz. They've got different options when it comes to your pneumatic systems here. So you can actually get this in a 3-stage system or the 4-stage system. So this is super user-friendly to install. Now, I went back and added another gauge on it because I like the second opinion on it. But when it comes down to it, you can get this set up with just the dryer system, or you can go back and add the tubing system, and you can get that in different colors, and it pretty much comes with what you need as a good starting point to run the tubing throughout your garage. So with this in mind, the way this works is, once you get the pressure off of it, you can see that you've got the separator that pretty much draws most of the moisture out of it. Then you've got another filter that comes through that cleans about 99% of that out. Now, when it comes to the dryers here, this is the incandescent beads here. So the way these work, you got a sight glass that you can see through. When they're blue, they're good and dry, they're still absorbing. Now, when they turn purple, bright purple, that's when they've absorbed as much as they need, and then you can replace them. So same idea to replace it. You just unscrew it, refill them, screw it back on. You can see it's got a nice O-ring to it, so a nice good seat to it. And from this point, you can get the 3 or the 4 stage. Also, you've got a sight glass on the top side of it, letting you know as far as the filter, when to replace that. In addition to that, you add the regulator on top of it. Now, this is one thing that I chose to run. So when it comes down to this setup right here, you can find more details at the link down below. But the way that I ran this, and I've still got some work to do on it, because ultimately I'm trying to get set up for the plasma table, plasma cutters, shop air, and so forth. So I've still got to mount this to the wall, but this right here is where I've got the block that comes in, and I'll have a lower port, and this is right here is coming from the compressor. Now, once it comes in, I'll be coming into this ball valve here that I can remove all the pressure off of the system here completely. Now, once it comes through the system here, I regulate it by how much pressure I want coming through the system. Now, at this point, this is going to be down to the individual of what you need in your shop. So again, I've got some work to do. I'll be changing this out for brass. I'm just using what I've got for the time being. So this right here will go to the shop plumbing, which I'm using the 1/2 inch. So you can see once it comes out of this manifold block here, it basically comes out straight into the tubing that'll run throughout the shop, and you get several of the different attachments when you get your tubing kit. Now from there, I've got a hose reel that I'll be using local here that goes to another one for the outside. And from here, I'll have a port that comes off for local air right here. And then I'll have one set up for the plasma table. And then I'll have one set up for the plasma cutters. So at this point, once I go into the plasma table, I'll upgrade that also, but I'll be going into another filter dryer system prior to going into the table. So this is a huge step moving forward just to get this set up. And again, I can tweaker, but at the same time, when it comes to Tailonz, pneumatic, very nice quality. You get everything that you need to get started pretty much, except for a few fittings based off your preference there. But on this kit here, this right here is the 100-foot kit, and this right here comes with several fittings. So what we're looking at is 2 ball valves, some tape, 2 45s. You've got 3 plugs, 3 different blocks, and that's a 3-way. So you got an opening on both sides of it. You've got 2 male fittings, and then you've got several of the different, composite style fittings here. And that's going to be 2 straights, 4 with a T, 4 elbows, and you get a tubing cutter and some clamps, small nails. So this right here is a one-stop shop Tailonz. Again, you can get this in a 1/2 inch, 3/8, and different sizes, different lengths, different colors. So you got options. So if you want to find more details as far as updating your shop air system, check the link down below, guys. You will not be disappointed in the Tailonz pneumatic system here. Super awesome setup here, and very much appreciate, just having a something outside the box store that's affordable and is user friendly and just great customer support. Tailonz.